Hey guys, my name is Alex Teasy. How you guys doing? And in this video, we have a little discussion video today about what will 1.20 be about. And as you may know, obviously Mojang are going to have their annual event, which is Minecon Live, as gonna begin or start, I think, on 15th of October. So October 15th we'll be seeing what 1.20 will actually be. But before we even get to hear about what 1.20 is, let's go through some ideas slash suggestions on what 1.20 could be like. And I have 5 update ideas, and by the way, all these ideas, have been around before. I'm not going to take credit for any of these ideas, but I just want to present some ideas I think we could definitely see for a 1.20 update. And let's waste no further ado, and let's get right into it. So the first idea that I have is a jungle update. Now, I think a lot of people would like to see a jungle update, maybe not as much as others, which we'll get to later in the video, but a jungle update could be cool for some reason. So, for example, we could see things like new mobs. I think that's definitely a staple for every single update by now, is to see a new mob. And this new mob could be as simple as a gorilla or monkeys even. And I think what we could do with monkeys, for example, is we could give, like, they could steal items from you if they're close enough to you from your inventory, and the only way you can get those items back without violence, clearly, obviously, would be to give them maybe a banana, like a new food source, like maybe that can grow off of the trees of the jungle, which I think could be really cool and add a new food source to the jungle. And of course, yes, I know about melons, but seriously, do you really think melons is a good food source? I don't think so. And so, for example, another good idea I have thought of is we could just simply update the jungle temple. Now, obviously, it's a very classic, very well-known structure, but little improvement here won't hurt a fly now, would it? And if that won't happen, then why not add a new structure, maybe like a jungle pyramid? I would say this is inspired by the idea of Mayan temples, and I do love the look of a Mayan temple. I'd personally love to build one in Minecraft, but in general, could be a really cool new structure for the jungle. And finally, we gotta talk about the fact that there are no villages in jungles. We have the villagers, but we need the village itself. And so I think it'd be really cool to add a village in the jungle. I think there's actually a great video by Green who actually literally brought this concept to life in this video. So if you guys want to check it out, feel free to do so at the end of the video. And yeah, so let's go to the next update idea, and that being a desert update. Now, a desert update would be really cool to see. Now, obviously, we've known about the desert update for a while. I think all the way back in like 2019, Mojang had announced that we could have 3 options for a vote. And if you do remember the biome vote, or at least the first one, there was obviously the desert, the swamp, I think. No, it was the taiga and the Badlands, wasn't it? I don't remember. I think so. But yeah, the desert was definitely, unfortunately, not chosen for the biome to be updated. And of course, the taiga did won. And don't grant me wrong here, campfires are cool, but meerkats. We gotta have meerkats in the game. They're so cute, man. Imagine what they could do with a meerkat. And then also with palm trees as well, could also be a really cool new tree type, and could maybe be a lot different to maybe what birchwood looks like. And obviously including the new biome, which is the oasis, of course, which I believe may look really cool in a desert situation. I think it'd look really cool in general. But also, yes, I think we could definitely see mummies and scorpions. I think there's a really cool other mobs we could definitely see in a desert update. Now, personally, would I want this to be an update for 1.20? Maybe, but there are some other cooler ideas coming up in this video. But a desert update would kind of be cool to just come along aside with maybe another update, perhaps, or within an update. I think would be really cool. But let's move on to the next idea. Now, I think a lot of you already know about this, and well, it's true. It's not true, but I feel like a lot of people want it to be true, and it's an end update. Now, an end update would be really cool, and I think it would be amazing to see, for example, the end having biomes and having, you know, in general, just make it bigger, like they did with the Nether. You know, the Nether update 1.16 was a beautiful update and it added so many new features to the Nether and actually made a good reason now to go to the Nether and just explore it and find the piglins and barter with them, or find the gold inside the bastions. And so these are really cool things that they added in 1.16. But what we could see in 1.20 is obviously the end update. And in general, I would love to see new biomes. We could maybe see this type of biome, which is kind of looking mad, but I think it might be a cool idea. But also new mobs as well. I think, again, this is probably the staple of every update you could see here. But again, if you're gonna add an update, you gotta add new mobs. And I'm not talking about the mob update. That's whole other thing. But something I think would be really cool to see in an end update maybe could be the return of the red dragon. If you know about the red dragon, then I think that might be cool to see in the end update. But I digress. Now for number 4, the fourth suggestion for the 1.20 update could be the Badlands update. Now personally, I'm a huge fan of the Mesa. I love the Mesa. Mesa biome is a very beautiful biome, and the look of it is what I love to build in. But the additions of maybe the vulture and the abilities for it to hunt, if there was bunnies around. I know. You know what this goes. You can see where this goes. But yeah, I think that might be an interesting feature there. And for example, also adding villages into that biome as well. They could maybe do it this beautiful village that you can see here, I'm showing right now, is this very beautiful architecture. As you can see there, the buildings are literally integrated into the walls, which I think is a really amazing and just very unique take on the way that the biome villages could look. And imagine the villagers too. We could see some really interesting looks for each of the villager professions. And also, I think another really cool idea I've thought of here, and is that maybe if you're looking around in a mesa, and if it's a very big mesa, then maybe you can even find a new structure, which could be an old tavern. Maybe this old tavern is what I would call the equivalent to a shipwreck, where maybe if you explore this old tavern, you may find a map. And then that map can then take you to an old abandoned mine shaft. Now, I know those already exist, but as you know, that if you go into the Mesa biome, you are going to find a lot of gold in the Mesa. It's basically the place to go for gold. And I think it'd be really cool to see is maybe if let's say you can find a mine shaft under the Mesa, it could be really cool to see maybe some loot, maybe some really cool loot that's exclusive to this biome. So I think that'd be really interesting, this idea. I definitely like this idea. But the Badlands update was definitely, I don't think everyone's favorite idea, but it'd definitely be a favorite of mine if it ever was an update. But it could just be a part of a bigger update. Which let's now go on to the 5th and final idea of what a 1.20 update could be, and what could be announced at Mojang's Minecon live event in October 15th. And the 5th update idea is an inventory update. Now, the way I see this update is a smaller update. Now, the reason I say this is because, from all the way from 1.16, we've seen big update after big update. Now, granted that obviously the Caves and Cliffs update had been split into 2 different updates, and also the Wild update still containing contents from that last update on 1.18. So in general, it is kind of a bit controversial in that area, but generally we've seen a lot of new stuff ever since 1.16. The Nether has been revamped. Mountains now exist, and I mean big ones, big ones. And then also the Deep Dark exists, and also the Warden. Yeah, he exists now. He will definitely no longer be a part of my nightmares. Oh, bro. But yeah, they exist. and that's a lot of features. And so maybe this update could definitely just be a new way to just let some air be breathed in into Minecraft and realize that we've got through a lot of big updates, and as much as we love to see another big update, I think it's time for Mojang to just take a breather and just say to themselves, hey, we make a small update so then we don't have to overload ourselves on what this update could be. So an inventory update, I think there are actually some YouTubers that have already covered this, and I'm just gonna put two videos right here and here of these two beautiful, these great YouTubers who made a video very similar to this, but just solely on the inventory update. And I'd highly recommend checking those two those videos after this one. But in general, you know, I'm gonna suggest the very simplistic things that you could see, and of course these two videos go much further in depth into this concept. But you know, adding maybe a whole new extra row to the inventory would be very useful, as obviously these past updates we've been getting a lot of new items, so we gotta need more space. And then, you know, we also could see more elements like how Terraria does things. So for example, we know in Terraria, I put a screenshot here now, and that you actually have many different slots for different unique items that you use often in the game. So if you have your grappling hook, you have your minecart, you have your pets, your light pet, you know, you have so many different things you need to put in your inventory before 1.3, I think, as the update added this. But that would have been really useful. Same here for minecart. Imagine you could put torches, man. You could put like a clock. You know, these were really simple things that we could see in the inventory, but we just don't have. So again, this would be really cool to see in a smaller update, and that being an inventory update. I think it would be really useful as well. And unfortunately, I'm not able to go all in depth in what this update could truly be, and then I'm gonna again highly recommend these two videos up here. They are definitely way better in terms of what I mean by this concept, and they definitely explain a lot better than I can. So those right there are the 5 main ideas I have for 1.20, and of course, as you know, 1.20 will be announced at Mojang's Minecon Live. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and most importantly, feel free to subscribe. You know, it would help me out a lot. And also, if you found this video interesting, feel free to leave a like. You know, be greatly appreciated. So guys, don't forget to take it easy, and peace.